What's goody? What's goody? Just dropping in with another one. You already know who this is, the one and only Lady Shay up in the building. Dropping a quick message from me to you, for you, from me. Allow the resonation to see if that marination can be resonated to digestation. And with that, the point of me coming on, keep growing, right? Knowing to acknowledge that is going to be a challenge every day, every moment, every second. One hesitates, one delays self, purpose, even something simple as a path, a choice to say, to do, or to even think, right? Every moment is another step. Every moment is another day to open, to breathe, to be honest and truthful to self. And again, is that easy? Could it be? Could it not be? Decisions, right? And at the end of the day, the choice is always yours. That moment to say, I will, I can, I'm going to, no matter the challenge, no matter the wait, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard you gotta grind and work. And sometimes you gotta keep repeating, right? To keep certain things rooted within you. And what do I mean by that? How do you keep something rooted within you as you grow? How do you grow if you still contain certain parts of you from base, from start, from the beginning? Is a wait needed? Is a patience needed while you embrace who you really are? Again, let me say that again. Is there a wait? Is there patience while learning to know who you really are? Is that an easy step of process? Is that an easy challenge to overcome? Could be, right? Depends on you. Depends on how much or how long you're willing to dig into self, dig into those questions, dig into that. What is this? Why is this? What is this? Did I say that already? I don't know. But either way, right? You keep it in there. What is this? Why is this? When did this start? Where did it start? When did it stop? Right? Certain questions, certain questions, certain moments, patience is needed, right? And why does one need patience? So that all information, all accomplishments, all achievements, all things that did work, all things that didn't work, all things that you tried, all things that you didn't try. Right? There's a lot of information on a daily that gets inputted into the mind, into the heart, into the soul, into the spirit, into the feelings, into the actions, right, that we all take every day. And how long have we been doing this, right? For years. Depends on how old you are, right? Shout out to the age. But with that, right, sometimes certain things repeat, right? Certain times things continue in a cycle. And is it good? Is it bad? Depends on how you weigh it, right? Depends on where or what you're trying to get out of the situation, your moment of life. It's you, right? You are the it factor to the decision making, right? So, wrapping it back around to patience. Why is patience needed? So that everything can be cherished, right? Sometimes we say we cherish things, right? Sometimes we say we appreciate things, right? But how do we show it? You can say it easy as you open your mouth. Sometimes it's not even easy to say, right? Yet and still, saying is only half the battle, right? Where are the actions? Where is that growth? Where are the projects? Right? What became of friendships, of business partners, of lovers, of family, of neighbors, right? Certain things can get jumbled up. Certain things can get blended together. And again, is it good? Is it bad? Depends on you and how you choose to see it, right? Yet, as one blends, as one mixes, as one stirs the pots of your life, can you, yes, you, not me, you, right? Can you appreciate the gumbo, right? And for those that don't know what gumbo is, it's a mixture of different ingredients, meats and vegetables, into a soup, right? For lack of a better word, gumbo. Right? It's a multitude of different textures, taste, smells, and even feelings, right? So again, appreciating the gumbo of your life. Can you appreciate the whole of the gumbo? Or can one only appreciate the wholeness of that gumbo once you first take that time and patiently appreciate each ingredient, each flavor, each time of energy that it took into putting and making and creating and blending those seasonings and those spices together to make that dish mwah, magnifico, right? So, patience. How do we deal with patience in life? Right? How do we deal with life without patience? Is it possible? Right? Just questions, just questions, just questions. Sometimes you gotta ask. Because my answers, my points of measures to reason what works and what doesn't work for me, definitely might not be what works and resonates for you, right? So maybe one, as myself, does need patience, right? And likewise, maybe another doesn't. Maybe patience helps only to delay, only to put off, only to be stagnant or stand still and hesitant in making actions or decisions that can or cannot be beneficial or even crucial to critical, right, life. Don't you just love it? It's a multitude of different areas of levels that you can go through, that you can climb through, that you can grip with your own fingertips and see just how long you can push that force. Right? How much energy goes into what you're creating? How much of you can be spread around? Right? When we think of communities, when we think of bettering our life, our situation, our surroundings, our reality, right? The accumulation of self, the gathering to the wholeness within, patience, right? Because who knows at what time something is finally gonna click over, right? Who knows when something that didn't make sense becomes clear into your common sense, right? Who knows who has that measure? Who has that time frame, right? And they say time is non-existent, right? Yet and still, what about the energy, right? Can energy be the same as time? And if so, we're bringing it right back around, right? Through the loop, breaking it down back to you and how one deals with the challenges of life, of making sure that your decisions, that your choices are direct and clear. Right? How do we know we are at that point of, I mean what I say, and I say what I mean? Right? How do we know we've successfully completed, right? Successfully completed another level within to once again appreciate the wholeness that we created in our surroundings? Oh, just checking the chat. Shout out to you. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. What's up? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? So, again, back to my point, right? Patience in life. Patience for life. Patience for accepting the cherishing, right? And again, appreciating the cherishing of you, your time, your level, and your way. Sounds a little selfish, right? Sounds a little stingy. Yet, what is life if it's not to make life yours? What is growing, gathering, loving, enjoying, experiencing, exploring life if it's not for you, right? Again, what is the point of living life, of doing life, of being around others, sharing, talking, communicating, even innovating. If one is simply doing just to do, if one is doing simply to copy, if one is doing simply to say they've done something, yet as you flip it around, turn it over, and you look at it, take that time to be patient, to analyze life, and you say, was I doing it right? Did I do it right? Should I have put more time into patience to ask some questions? Did I take the right amount of time into myself while I'm still embracing the joy of others? Questions, questions, questions. Questions to ask, questions to see, questions to think, right? Where does it go? What is the goal? What is the momentum? What builds the fire, the flame, that ignition? What turns over that starter? What compels the starter? What keeps the engine revving even while you notice leakage? Even though you see a flat tire start to pop up. Even when you hear that jut that signals mechanical work needed ASAP. Right? How do you keep the drive? What is the drive? Is it simply taking actions? Is it simply putting in work? Or is that drive, that force, that rev continuing as you continue that drive, that force, that rev within you? Right? Who is the battery? What is the battery? How do you know it's working? How do you know the time, the effort is being put in to be appreciated? How do you clarify your stances? Do you rush? Do you multitask? Do you give a little, don't even know? What is it? Again, boop, you're it, the it factor. So, what is the force? What is your force? What brings out your passions? What are your passions? What guides you to another new so that each time you try, growth is the ultimate prize. How do you appreciate something without growth? How do you know? Again, bring it back around, right? Patience. You got to have patience. You gotta have that moment of clarity that says, I'm doing good, but let me pause. Let me pull back. Let me analyze. Let me incorporate. And even maybe switch around some things just to make sure that that good that you know is there becomes better. Patience. Keep that patience within you, right? Keep that peace within you. Why? If you don't have it in general, right? And then you don't have it for yourself, how do you go about life? How do you walk in life? Claiming peace, claiming clarity, claiming truth, claiming facts, claiming growth, claiming cherishing, right? How does one know without a doubt what you have is yours and that the cherishing has been digested because we took that time to find peace, to find patience, and to find that little seed that I call unconditional self love, right? That's one of the biggest tools we all need to know, to have, to hold, to appreciate, and most importantly, to cherish, right? That energy of unconditional self love. Because again, life is life, right? And when you know life is life, how many of us in life gets love? Again, not just saying the word, right? Not just saying the word, but the true essence and the true energy of love. What is love? Right? One of those old school questions. Do you know what love is? Do you love you unconditionally, fully? So much so that you can literally go out, share love, share your life, share parts of you. And as you walk away back to you, to your life, to your slice of paradise, you're still whole, you're still complete, and you're not lacking what you gave out. Right? How do we get there? Because it should be equal give and exchange, right? When we're talking about love, for instance, right? So, how do you accumulate that much love that you can go out and share it? And even if it's not given at all, or equally, it doesn't take away from the wholeness of you. If I'm making sense, right? If I'm making sense. Hold on, I see something moving. Hold on, let me go. Hold on. Shout out to you. Knowledge. Appreciate you for sliding through. Shout out to you, Nikki. Appreciate you both for sliding through. Gratitudes, gratitudes. Don't know how long y'all been in. Don't know how long if you're still in. Over here running my mouth. Wasn't paying attention to the chats. Catching up now. Yeah, I don't know what. I know it's definitely something on my end. They definitely messing with my channel. And I'm gonna have to go back in there and see what I can do, cause I've been hearing that quite a lot lately, right? It's either I ain't getting no notifications or somehow, some way, people are blocked from my page. So definitely, I will be on the up and up with that and see what's going on. But until then, definitely still appreciate you for sliding through and showing up and showing out with your gratitudes. Time is not just a measure of hours and days, it is a canvas upon which the expanse of life is painted. Every moment carries its own. Yeah, definitely. I'm over here stuck in. And subscribe, right? Because he definitely has a show over there. He be dropping information that may or may not resonate, but at the very least, he definitely gives a great show. So once again, shout out to you, Knowledge. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, man. I really don't know. The comments is tripping. The comments is tripping. Okay, definitely. Yeah, love is unconditional, right? So what was I saying? Talking about you, love, and patience, right? Back to my points. Appreciation, right? Appreciation for life. When you look and you begin from self, right? I'll break that down just a little bit. So those that don't know will get to hear the message again, right? I'm always promoting and shouting out the self love. And why do I do this? Right? Because for me, on my journey of life and my experiences that I've explored through, finding love, appreciating love from others became a challenge for me. It became a challenge for me. Loving me was easy, right? Learning me was easy. Yet, when I would go out, when I would wake up, when I would communicate with family and friends, there began a little shake of a crumble of a leakage, right? So questions started popping up like, this is weird. This is funny. What's going on? What's happening? Why is there a disconnect, right? And so through time, having to cry, because those that know already know I'm a big old crybaby, right? Shout out to the crybabies. I became a crybaby, right? Because I just didn't get what it was. Why was it so hard? Why was it so difficult? Why must a chart when sharing of something so amazing as love? What was I missing? What was I forgetting? What did I not know? And again, over time, hold on. Okay, background noise not that bad. So again, over time, right? And as I said, loving me, learning me, it was never hard. It was always easy. So just being to myself was a blast. It was truly amazing, right? And sitting back and asking me, what did I really want? How did I know I really wanted? What did I need in order to get it? What did I not have that I needed to have in order to achieve it? Right? And sometimes it was easy, right? Sometimes you could just simply get up, go to the store, buy the equipment, and bam, you can prepare, you can create it, you can make something, right? That is you. That is solely and truly yours. Comes from the heart, right? Comes from the mind, comes from the spirit, comes from those little things that some don't like to tap into, right? It comes from those feelings that we have within us, right? And I'm not talking about those extras. I'm talking about those simple, pure feelings that you had within you, right? Before you got all intoxicated with the surroundings of the society. I'm just saying, right? Sometimes other people's thoughts, opinions can be pushed upon you, and the next thing you know, now you got another level, another shift of feelings that you may or may not have had originally, right? And sometimes you get attached to those feelings, right? Sometimes you move and you think and you judge to act based off of those feelings. But again, are those pure feelings from within, those ones that you started out with, those dreams that you had within you? Are those your feelings? Right? So sometimes you gotta break that down. You gotta step back from others. As much as you love them, you gotta be like, hey, I need my peace, hold that thought. I'll be back. Right? I'll be back. Might be a couple of minutes, might be a couple of hours, maybe a couple of days. You never know, right? Sometimes patience, right? Bringing it back to the patience. You gotta have patience for you first, right? Because how, trying to think of the way to say this. How, the benefits, right? What is beneficial for you, right? It always stems with you. What is beneficial for you is not going to be the same for the next, right? And certain times we got to be patient enough to appreciate that. And even more so, we got to be patient enough to keep strengthening that. Right? We got to keep strengthening those core values, those core morals, those core dreams and desires that we have within us, even amongst the chaos, even amongst the disagreements, even amongst those that still don't know, still don't want to know, still haven't figured certain things out, right? Why? Because now in your reality, it is there. So you have choices, you have decisions. Do you ignore it? Do you bypass it? Or do you just walk right through it and your energy, your radiance is so what's that word? Un Unpenetrable. Did I say that right? Yeah, I think I did. Right? Like a shield, right? You have to become your own shield, your own force of energy, your own light of truth, your own spark, your own winds, your own currents, your own flame, right? Your own flow of the water. You have to stay within that creativity of you. Because again, does everyone that you come across know you, right? Does everyone you come across appreciate you? Does everyone that you can resonate with, share communication, even have or start families with, do they always all appreciate you? Right? And as I always say, there is so much of you to go around, right? Do you know how big you really are? Do you know how much you truly hold and contain within you? It's a lot to go through, right? And so, with that, can one put expectations of, of or to another if they haven't fully appreciated and put on that coat, right? With all those layers of self, have you dived deep enough to see the rainbow of you, right? The different flavors of you, the different spices of you, even the different sweetness of you. Do you know the variety that you carry? Do you appreciate? Do you cherish you, right? And again, a challenge is a challenge to overcome and defeat it. And even though a challenge can be defeated and overcome, it's not to say there's not going to be some rocky moments, some strenuous times, or some troubles that might pop up. But how do you deal with it? How do you appreciate life and what you've been given in life? Right? Because again, are we all in the same level of life? Right? Do we all have the same material gains as another? Right? Some have more, some have less, some don't have any at all. Yet and still, within them, are they whole? Are they happy? Have they gotten to a level where they can say, I'm good? Why? Because I'm finally at a point where I've figured out me, figured out my life, and now I'm really going with the flow of that energy. And I'm really allowing time, space, and opportunity to be presented so that I can show off. Because I've started to access those tools, right? Those sharpening skills. That way, no matter what, anything we do in life, anything we do for life, and anything that we present to the world is really founded within you, your breath, right? In this way, one can be immortalized, as they say, right? Leaving a stamp of you, stamp of your essence here. Some might want it, some might not want it. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it don't. But yet and still, for those that don't want it, want that stamp, that stature, that, you know what, I really made and created a blueprint in this world, not only for me, but for others to follow, to see, and to either use or get inspired to create their very own. Right? Can we do that? Can we learn that? Can we appreciate that? Can we take the time to be patient enough to receive it? Hey, shout out to you, Knowledge. You over here, you right with me, ain't you? Definitely appreciate you. I'm gonna have to read these comments a little later, but I'm briefing through. Yeah, I like what you said right here. Life is shaped by the choices we make, whether to love fully, to honor the self, or to pursue a purpose greater than ourselves. Love teaches us connection. Yeah, I like that. I really do. Um, in my own opinion, in my own experience, right? Love definitely creates connections, not only to other people, but to life itself, right? Definitely, love is one of the purest energies that gets so discredited, so discarded, and so shaken up that it's really beyond ridiculous since everyone is made from love. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Yup. And if you don't like it, oh well, you can't miss me with it. I said it. Yes, everyone was created from love. Yet, isn't it crazy how love can either build or destroy? Something to think about, right? How does love destroy when love creates? I don't know. Gotta let that marinate, right? Gotta let that marinate for a little minute. Yet and still, finding the balance is the key. Right? Finding that balance to you is the key, which is again why I always promote self-love. There's nothing that you can see, get, or experience if you haven't had that time to appreciate it for you first. And sometimes that's not easy, right? Sometimes we even think we are loving ourselves, right? And this is why nothing's good, nothing's bad, nothing's right, nothing's wrong. It's simply you. You, my friend, you. Again, boo, it. You're the it factor. You make it good or bad. You make it right or wrong, right? So you can also flip it, right? Like they say, you turn something bad, a bad experience, into something positive, right? You first got into the job of your dreams. And that was one of the high. Yet, somehow, some way, within 6 months, you flopped. And that career's gone. All that work, all that time, all that energies just went where? Right? Certain times that will add frustration. To a point, it's like, does it even matter? Should I even continue? Should I give up? Should I even try anymore? Should I go for what's known, what's normal, what is easy versus what is for me? Does that make sense? Right? Going to something that's easy versus going to something for you. Can what is for you be easy? Or is it automatically a challenge because first something was presented and you was told that this is the easy route? You was told this is the hard route, right? But was you ever told your route? I would hope not, right? Because again, that's something that you only can answer. You only can solve. You can only find to figure out, right? Which again, bringing it back into patience. Patience is always needed in life, right? Sometimes patience can get blown out of the wind where if we just slept on that head of patience, certain times, certain moments, certain experiences could have not happened, not have had to go through, right? Talking about wasting time, wasting energy, wasting efforts, right? If we took that time to be patient to make sure, instead of just rushing, jumping in, thinking it's the easy way, thinking it's the right way, thinking it's going to be good, we figured it out. It's not good, it's not bad, it's not right, it's not wrong. It's for me. Because look at how much fun I have. Look at how magnified my passion becomes. Look at how long I can do this, and it's not even a second thought. It's something that's so natural, so normal, so easily digestible. Yet, do we always go to that? What's natural? What's normal? What's so what's solely within us, right? So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna slide on out because I think I'm talking too much. I think I'm talking too much. I think I'm doing a little bit much. I think I'm doing a little bit much. But take, oh, I'm gonna get you knowledge because you just over here. You just dropping bombs up in the chat. Shout out to you for the bombs you throw in and share. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Gratitude. Allowing it to create harmony within and radiate outward as a force that elevates rather than destroys. Yeah, right. And that's something me personally I'm still working on, right? Creative harmony to just flow, right? And allowing that flow to elevate me in different ways, in different variables, in different experiences of life, right? Because that moment that one stops, that moment that one thinks, okay, I've done enough, that moment that creative juices starts to become gone, depleted, evaporated, what is the point, right? Isn't it easier to just say, yeah, since I'm not doing nothing, why am I here? right? Since I'm not creating nothing, what is the point of saying anything, right? And again, I'm only saying that to say this: knowing your place, right? Knowing when to say something, knowing when not to say something, allowing certain things to just flow, right? Because does everything that's said or done need a rebuttal, a comment, a opinion? No, not all things, right? Certain things you can just sit back and observe. And if it's for you, you can simply just take action to keep it in connection, right? Or certain times you could just sit back and say, you know what? This is not for me. Time to disconnect, right? Time to move away. Time to allow my flow to uplift me into another position, right? Because who likes staying in the same position all the time? Who right? Who doesn't like new inspiration of sparks? And the only way to find it, the only way to achieve it, is to challenge yourself with questions. Am I doing all that I can do? Am I being all that I can be? Achieving, succeeding for me, right? Again, and again, you gotta keep stamping it. What am I doing for me? Right? Because I'll say, for me, my experience, some of my exploring that I was going through, there was chunks of my life that was just wasted, right? Chunks of moments where I gave a lot, if not overload, of energy, of truth, of building, of compromising, of sharing resources, right? Of sharing any and everything I could have and did have. And when it came down to it, I got left with nothing. I got some backs turned. I got some closed doors. I got some. I don't even know who are you. Do I know you? What had happened? What? Right? And yeah, it stung. Yeah, it set me back. Yeah, there were some opportunities that did get skipped, get overlooked, didn't get that opportunity to step into, right? And again, for me, I know it was because that self love that we're always talking about, right? I stopped giving it to me. I stopped appreciating me. And I started extending, right? And as I started extending, here comes the expectations, right? How can I do so much for someone else, for groups of people, yet it's not returned, right? Why is it I can do something without being asked because I know that it was wanted or needed? Yet for me, I had to ask. Not to say I got it or didn't get it, right? Because sometimes I didn't. Most times I didn't. Yet, again, I only speak about what I know and been through, right? So, yeah, there's going to be those times when you don't know yourself, or even you do know yourself, right? But you can come to a point where, as I started calling it, you gave the benefit of doubt. And that could be a little tricky, right? That could be a little tricky when you give others the benefit of the doubt to something. Yet, what I've learned with that is you give a person that space, that time, and that opportunity to not only say, but to show and prove, right? And once that person shows and proves, you gotta trust it. You gotta know it. And even if you want to add that into the measure, but you got to believe it. Why? Sometimes we need to believe something in order to change something, right? Because once we really believe, okay, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how much I change, no matter how much I re-innovate to better help you, it still comes up with not good enough. Wasn't accomplished, time wasted, and we have to again start from scratch. Right? So once we see that, we have to believe it, right? We have to first start believing it. Fine. We gotta say, look, I believe it. They're not for me. They're not here to help me. They're not here to support me. They're here to take from me. Believe it. Look, they showing me. Even when I gave the benefit of the doubt, okay, you did it the one time. It's okay, cool. Everybody makes mistakes. Bam. Here comes another time. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm still gonna give you a chance because I have the benefit of the doubt and I believe in you. And then here comes another time, and another time, and another time, and another time. How many times? How many chances? How much disappointment are you going to allow? Are you going to put yourself through? Right? Because sometimes it might be hard to see it. It might even be hard to think it, right? But just because a person doesn't have your best interest may or may not make them a bad person, right? They're just not good for you, right? You know that they're not for you, so can't we leave them alone? Right? Can't we walk away? Can't we simply say and agree to disagree that is going to be the best for us both? If we separate, if we go our own ways, if we learn another way in life, for life, another way to achieve certain things, right? Another person, other people, there can still be something that's achieved, but you first got to see it within you, right? You first got to know it within you. You first got to believe it within you. Again, otherwise, how do you know you're living in truth, rawness, and authenticity? Right? How do you truly know your life is yours? How do you truly know the benefits that you can have, the joy that you can have? How many different experiences that you can create, opportunities that you can flow through? right? But it starts and it stops and it evens out on that balancing scale with you. You have to know it to achieve it. And as you achieve it, you will see to continue to sow seeds. If I'm making sense. If I'm making sense. But like I said, probably talking too much, right? So let me hush. Wanted to make this a quick one, and I look at me. I went over here on an hour, right? But hopefully, something I said resonates for someone out there that may need it, right? Allow the resonation, allow the marination, allow that digestion to sink in, to flow in, to be appreciated, to be cherished, to be accepted as you, as facts, as raw, in reality, with no other, like no other, because can't nobody do it like you. So bring it and bring it true. And with that, once again, shout out to you, Knowledge Uprising, for all of the gems that you was dropping in the chat. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. Shout out to you, Nikki. Appreciate you for sliding through. Appreciate all of the comments. Appreciate everyone who tuned in on the live. And for those that will catch the replay, shout out to you. Again, hopefully something I said allows another gem to be sold in to the pearls and those diamonds of you. And with that, make sure that you know always, in all ways, that you are loved, cherished, appreciated. Know it, accept it, stand in it, and represent it only as you could and you will. And with that, I am out of here, sliding back on out with peace, love, and life. To the next one. You already know. I'm out here. Check ya.